Okay, so this video is a review, but it's also a love letter to Cyberpunk 2077. So this is just one humble man's thoughts, raw, unedited as usual, no script, just me really going to be gushing over Cyberpunk 2077. So you know what's about to happen. Several minutes of me just, look, I just need to talk about it, okay? So sit down and let's have a conversation. So, look, I never played Cyberpunk when it came out. When it initially launched, I never played it. I heard and saw the YouTube videos about the glitches and heard what a mess it was, and I left it. And I left it for a very, very long time. And only recently did I play it. And look, there's been many games that have come out since I started playing the game. Probably started playing the game like a month ago. And there's been many games that have come out. And notably, Expedition 33, which everyone who has a mouth and who draws breath and can speak, everyone with hands who plays a game, anyone who is anyone at all that has played it says it's the greatest game of all time. I've had nothing but messages of people. Please start Expedition 33. We need to hear what you think of Expedition 33. People are waiting for my first impressions of Expedition 33. But I just can't pull away. I just cannot stop playing Cyberpunk. Do you know what? Listen, I have ADHD. I've always been open about this, right? My attention span is terrible. I struggle to focus, and as a byproduct of this, I often struggle to finish games. I can even be enjoying a game, get halfway through, and then I just get bored, right? It takes a certain sort of game to captivate my attention, to keep my imagination interested, just to keep me in it and locked in. So I was playing Cyberpunk, and I'm going to get into what I love about it. Is it a perfect game? No. But, I mean, you can nitpick any game to death. But it's a special, special experience. In 2025, Cyberpunk, as it stands right now, with the Phantom Liberty DLC and all of the updates, stands on a pinnacle, on a pedestal, which most games can't even dream to reach. So, look, when Oblivion came out, I was trying to get wrapped up on Cyberpunk because I really wanted to play Oblivion. I was dying for some new Elder Scrolls fix in my life. But even Oblivion couldn't pull me away. Expedition 33, I started it, I launched it, and then I just went straight back to Cyberpunk because anything else that's not Cyberpunk just feels so wrong to me. And now Doom is round the corner. And so look. My first run was 160 hours on Cyberpunk, right? And I was rushing through the last few hours thinking, look, I just want to get closure on my V, wrap all this up, get the story finished, and then, this was like a week ago, and then I'll start Expedition 33. I wrapped up my character. V is done. I got my ending. She got the cure, she ended up with nothing, losing everything, ended up becoming like a normal face in the crowd. It was quite a cool ending, but she was done. The game was done, DLC finished, everything there was to do done. Now it's go time. I even messaged people, friends of mine, say, it's go time. Now I am starting Expedition 33. Just wait for the first impressions video. Do you know what happened? That happened. Yep, that happened. I created a Nomad V. Now, my first character was a female corpo, and I don't know how this happened. It's not my fault, but this happened, and now I'm 10 hours into that run. So, oh my god. So let me just get into Cyberpunk and what I feel it is about this game which captures my attention so well. So, first of all, it's Night City. Look, you're going to struggle to find another game with a city that feels as alive as this. And yes, it has NPCs that repeat. It's not that. There's a soul to Night City. There's this magic about it, which is hard to really pinpoint. It's just, it's the way people speak, it's the slang, it's the culture of Night City. It's the afterlife and the mercs which trying so hard to build a legend and a legacy there. It's just the tunes and the gonks and the fixers and it has this specialness to it which a smarter man like me might be able to articulate. But I'm sure many of you understand what I'm talking about, who feel the same way. It's something about it which, just driving around Night City, just living in that world, interacting with its characters, has this level of authenticity to it, and charm to it, and style to it, which makes it very hard to say goodbye to. Another great thing is the combat. It's so versatile, man. From quick hacks to your cyberware, which will allow you to slow down time and navigate the battlefield, to be able to jump ridiculously high, to be able to utilize more RAM in your quick hacks, you can add to get gorilla arms or blades in your arms, or be able to fire like a rocket out of your arm. Like, all these little things just... Look, whether you're going to be stealthy or all guns blazing or a mix of the two, gameplay always feels fresh, it always feels great, it always feels tight, it always feels rewarding. Whether you're speeding down the road and then diving out of your vehicle, double jumping in the air and then smashing someone with a hammer, or you're deflecting bullets back at the enemies with a samurai sword and watching them all fall beneath, as you basically feel like Grey Fox from Metal Gear Solid. Or like I did, sneaking around and using your throwing knives to just take out your enemies silently, but feeling like the badass ninja that your V was born to be. The characters are so deep and so rich, and the storytelling so profound. The levels of morality on display and the shades of grey that they house and inhabit through all the side missions, and just the stuff that happens in the story. It's so good. There's a few things the game could do with, I'm not going to lie. Like, why there's no garage for you to be able to customize vehicles. I don't understand that. Why there's so many NPCs around with, like, fully cybernetic arms, like metal arms and shit, like the Winter Soldier, but I can't have that. I'll never know. Seems to be a limit to what your V is allowed to look like visually. But, I want my V to be like the Maelstrom, all like that. All jacked up to the gills with cyberware. But, look, it's just... Oh, no, look, you can't talk about Cyberpunk without speaking about the soundtrack. The soundtrack is ridiculous. Now, sometimes I just cruise around Night City with my headphones on and just listen to the music on the radio, man. It's just absolutely wild. And for some reason, I get a lot of satisfaction out of dressing up my V. I don't know why. But buying clothes for my V, look, my V seems to like style a lot more than I do. I'm always buying new clothes and fiddling around with his appearance and going in photo mode and playing around with poses and creating little situations in my mind which don't exist. Look, it's just, I just wanted to come on and talk about it because this game it's more than a game to me. It's been so special to the point where, look, there's been a lot of hardships in my life recently. Especially, my wife has had a lot of problems in her personal life, and things have been very hectic and intense. And Cyberpunk has served my wife and me, because she's been playing it just as much as I have, as a massive distraction to all that. And it's just such a special game. And even now with Doom round the corner, I'm struggling to come away from it. I'm struggling to... I lay at night just thinking about my V. Thinking about how I'm going to do the build. Am I going to put it all in? Because am I going to build up the body and the hacking and become like an absolute like hacking tank? I'm like, it's hard to pinpoint. I could sit and write a script and try and sound all professional about it, but it's just, I can't do that. This game is just amazing. And anyone who hasn't played it yet in 2025, you owe it to yourself to do so, because it is magnificent. And the love I now have for Cyberpunk is... I mean, look, I'll tell you this how much I love Cyberpunk. If they said I had to choose between never having an Elder Scrolls 6 and never having Cyberpunk 2, I'd say bye-bye to Elder Scrolls 6. I would take Cyberpunk 2 over Grand Theft Auto 6. There's really not another game out there that I would choose over having a sequel to Cyberpunk. This game isn't in my top 5. This game isn't in my top 3. Cyberpunk 2077 is officially my favourite game of all time. It's better than Skyrim. It's better than Metal Gear Solid 3, Mass Effect 2. All the games I hold in such high regard. Cyberpunk is better than all of them in my opinion. At least it's more special to me. So Cyberpunk is clearly a 10 out of 10. Okay, is it perfect? No game is. But in terms of the experience you get for the cost of entry at this point in time, Cyberpunk is amazing. It's a masterpiece. And I just wanted to come on camera and I don't even know I was going to be watching this, but what an amazing game that was. And still is. So yeah, Cyberpunk, I loved it. Did you like it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. You probably don't, because I'm the worst. I'm just the worst at this. But anyway, till next time.